You don't believe it if you hear it, but 2,000 to 3,000 years ago, in India, there were already masters who could experience themselves and the universe in a total different way, in such a way that they could really say, I master it, I perceive it, I understand it, I am it. So there were 8 Siddhis, 8 great masteries, which happened and arose in people who followed the path of Patanjali. Patanjali was a sage who created yoga, and in his writings we find exact descriptions of these 8 great powers of Siddhi. And these 8 great powers we're gonna discuss today. But let us first discuss and present to you the 2 major aspects of the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. In his sutras you can read Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. What does that mean? That means that yoga, if lived correctly, leads to the arrest of thoughts, to a still mind, to the no mind state. Patanjali follows up, if that state has been reached, tada drastu svarupe avashtanam. That means that the seer can rest in his own true nature. That's a bit apocryphal, but it means that you rest in your natural state of beingness. So the result of experiencing yoga and conducting yoga exercises is not to do all these exercises the way American yoga instructors do it, like a gym, perfectly and always with a young body. No, it means that you do an exercise, a yoga asana, in order to establish silence in your system, silence so that you can see. And if you do it correctly, it's not about how exactly to do it, but the inner correct way to do it, then the 8 superpowers will emerge in your life. And we're going now to proceed with these 8 superpowers. And most probably, if you are doing yoga correctly, you have already experienced some of these superpowers. Let's proceed with the first superpower, the Anima Siddhi, the skill to become very small. You might have experienced that in your childhood. You were laying in your bed, you looked at the ceiling, and suddenly you felt the ceiling is really expanding, it goes afar, and you become very, very small in your bed. This derealization is basically a meditative state because you are very, very relaxed. How can we translate this in everyday language? It symbolizes the ability and the awareness to be able to focus intently on minute details. For example, you develop a keen eye for detail. You see where the rubbish lays around in the house. Your house is therefore becoming a feng shui environment. Without you really doing it, you have mastered the skill of being aware of the smallest little things others overlook. And that is a great power in the current world, to be able to shape the world around you with also eyes for the smallest detail. This Siddhi clearly is indicating awareness in the now. The second superpower is the Anima Siddhi, becoming very large. So the first was becoming very small, and this one is the power to expand your size infinitely, to become as vast as the universe. A possibility which arises if you fall deep in meditation. Also, this happens if you are extremely relaxed. You just lay, for instance, under a tree and you just enter the no mind state. You might feel that your body is melting into the earth and that your consciousness expands into the infinite cosmos. How to understand this on a practical level? This can be seen as the power and ability to think big and broaden your perspective, to be able to see structures on a higher level, to be a visionary, to think visionary, and to allow yourself to conceive grand ideas and really seeing structures and strategies other people are not able to see. This encourages to think out of the box and the capability of including large scale changes, which are so important in life at the moment. Now, the third power or Siddhi is the Anima Siddhi, the art of becoming very heavy. You might have experienced that in a phase that you are extremely relaxed. For instance, you lay somewhere in a hammock and you are totally relaxed and there is no disturbance in the field, and then you feel your weight is increasing and increasing, and in the Anima City state your weight can really increase till an immense degree that you become totally immovable. Of course, this symbolizes stability and grounding in life, and also that there is a center of gravity in your being, that you cannot be stirred or moved lightly. You can see that also as emotional resilience and the ability to remain steadfast and unshaken in the face of whatever challenges. So the world changes and you, as the seer, stays immobile. The fourth Siddhi power is to become very light, the Anima Siddhi. It is the ability to become extremely light, to allow yourself to float or fly. Of course, it does not mean that you fly into the air or walk over the waters. You can never do anything against the natural laws. God is expressing himself in the natural laws. But it means that you have the ability to be flexible and adaptable, that you can let go of burdensome thoughts and emotions, and that you have a light-hearted existence and, of course, then a buoyant personality. People will like you because you are such a light person, be able to navigate in your own lives irrelevant of the context, with ease and with grace. This is meant to be Anima Siddhi, to become very light. Now, the fifth mythical power is the Prama CD, the power of instant access. It means the possibility to obtain anything desired or to travel anywhere instantly. Of course, this does not mean that you can speed up from here to the South Pole in half a second. Of course, you can do that if you travel in an astral way, but I think it's more meant that we achieve the ability to seize each opportunity quickly and effectively. That it means that we have the skills and develop the skills and resources to achieve our goals promptly and focused, and to be in the right place at the right moment. This encourages being proactive and resourceful, and is of course a function of the development of willpower. And the development of willpower is extremely important in the Sutras of Patanjali, and there are many exercises in the sutras which help to develop such a willpower. Now, the sixth power Siddhi is the Prama CD, the fulfillment of desires. This is the power to fulfill any desire or to enter other bodies at will. That, of course, does not mean you're going to possess other people. On the contrary, it symbolizes the ability to manifest one's dreams and aspirations, to become really the person you can be in the most optimal sense. It involves strong willpower and determination to achieve what is your own path and your true inner desire. It also suggests with such a power that you are empathic for other beings and that you have the ability to understand and relate to others in a very deep way, that you can creep under their skin and understand and see what they need, and this is the utmost base of compassion. The seventh Siddhi is Anima Siddhi, the power of creation and destruction. Anima Siddhi is the ability to have absolutely control over creation, including the power to create and destroy at will. This of course does not mean that you destroy the earth or whatever. It means that you're the master of your own consciousness and the master of your own life. You have the power of creativity and transformation in your hands. You are not distracted by every futile thing happening in your life. You have the ability to bring new ideas to life, and you have the ability to let go whatever is not longer of service. You do not cling to old ideas, and you are encouraged to innovate and to change. The last great power is the Prama CD, the control over nature. This is the power to control natural forces, and clearly it means that you have achieved leadership and influence over your own pathway. You are not a prey anymore of the lower drives, the reflexes of your upbringing and the conditionings. You are free of those because you have seen them, you know them, you see them rising. You are the master. You are the person who is in the coach and you know the direction the coach can take. It is not the horses who determine the speed, it is you. It is not the horses or the horseman who defines where to go. It is you, the master in the coach. This is the real meaning of having power over the elements. It is very important to understand that the path of the yogi leads to mastering yourself and your own forces and your own conditionings, and it will create a total new you, a compassionate you, a more intelligent you, a more powerful you. These 8 powers can be acquired by anyone who follows the path of Patanjali. It is nothing really mystical. It is actually very, very clear. Self-remembrance is the tool. Self-observation, in all moments you are reminded. You can return to the now, observe what is happening, and transform yourself into the most optimal person you can be in this life. Good luck with it. I think it is a great tool to understand what is possible for us as human beings in our life.